Good afternoon. I just wanted to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedules to come down and help us celebrate the ribbon cutting of the renovation of the transfer center. I also wanted everyone to see that not just the renovation, but every hour, at the bottom of the hour, 14 times a day, we have a critical mass of buses, just like you saw, with people coming into Greenville proper in the city, but also going out to Greenville County. In addition to that, we have 9 buses that come in here, or 10 buses a day from Greyhound. We have a parking facility on the top of this facility, and we have bike racks outside. So more than a transfer facility, this is also an intermodal public transportation facility that is supported by a lot of people.
Good afternoon, everyone. Since GTA has been taken over by the City of Greenville from an operational standpoint, we've seen many dynamic changes as it relates to our operations and how we do things. We have a much better maintenance staff, we have a much better driving staff, and our employees are much better from the perspective of how they operate GTA Greenlink. We're very pleased with the work that they do, the commitment that they have to the City of Greenville, as well as to GTA and Greenlink. But not only that, Greenlink and GTA has to operate, and we need money to do so. We want to thank County Council in Greenville County, along with the City of Greenville, for their operational funding that they provide to us. Without it, we cannot function as GTA Greenlink, and we thank you for that. Again, your tax dollars going to work for you, doing a great job. Let's give the City of Greenville and Greenville County a round of applause. Today we introduce to you our newly renovated transfer center. It's much better, believe it or not. Many of you may or may not have come through here from time to time, but it's a tremendously a better operation now aesthetically as we look around. We look around at new lights. We look at a new exhaust system, new paint on the walls. We look at some wonderful things that have taken place. A couple of months back, that control booth was about 4 by 4. Very tight. You had employees back to back trying to operate and run a bus system from a 4 by 4 booth. If you turn around and look at it now, you can see that it's a wonderful facility with plenty of room and plenty of automation for our workers to do their job. Our goal here is to build an upgraded facility that's going to be world class, because that's what we're trying to do in the City of Greenville, is build a world class transfer center and a world class transportation hub that will be used by all of Greenville County residents. Oftentimes we take in mind that there's a certain type of people that use GTA. We don't believe that. We believe that this service is available for all people, whether you are low income, middle income, or high income. We want to encourage individuals to use the system. All tax dollars are going toward it, and it's a system that is viable and reliable, and we're working toward building a system that meets the needs of all of Greenville County and its residents. It took about $1.4 million to do this. Now, did we have $1.4 million in the bank? Certainly we didn't. We received funding from the FTA, and we had about a 20% match to make this happen. So we're very excited about what we have. In the coming months, you're going to see what we call CAD AVL. It's a communication system that will provide information that will interface with social media, the internet, your cell phone. You have an opportunity to be able to pull up on your cell phone a Greenlink system, determine where our buses are, their locations, and when the next stop will be available for a ride to and from your destination. So we're very excited about what we have here. We're very excited about GTA Greenlink. We're very excited about our partners that have partnered with us to make this a successful unveiling.
Thanks, David. The City Council's here in large numbers, and the County Council too, because we really do have we're very supportive of public transportation, but we have a real enthusiasm for what's been accomplished here at GTA. It's been just a remarkable story. This facility was a big part of the reason, from a city standpoint, we wanted to get involved in the operations, because along with the buses and the deplorable situation they were in, this station itself was emblematic of the state of GTA at that time in the transportation system. It was emblematic in that people would pull us aside and say, you know, the bus station itself was dark, scary, gloomy. One lady pulled me aside a couple years ago and she said, Mr. Mayor, they even have bars on the side. I feel like I'm in a jail when I'm in there. So we really had from the beginning a sense that a lot of things to be done that Brian Watson and others addressed early on with the buses themselves and the maintenance and all that. But we also didn't want to forget about the home base, because this was a symbol, a very visible symbol in the heart of our beautiful downtown of the bus system and how we speak to public transportation. And it wasn't a very good message at that time, and now look at it. It's a great renaissance. And there's so much more to be done too. So I know all of us here, Susan and Gay and Lily and all of us, are really proud of this new milestone along the way. I think it's a new era with city and county working together to show people in Greenville County how important public transportation is and raise the level of quality, because that's what Greenville County deserves. Thank you. Fred, to you.
Mobility is an important aspect of quality of life. It allows our citizens to have choices for jobs, medical care, education, recreation, shopping, and other life pursuits. When our citizens have alternatives for mobility, it's good for them and it's good for Greenville. But to work, our various modes of transportation have to be connected, and this multimodal center provides many connections. And Carl talked about some of those. Right here, we bring together Greenlink buses, Greyhound buses, and taxis. Up top, we have parking, and just outside, we have bike racks and sidewalks. And one of our Greenlink buses goes to the train station. Just as our transportation modes need to be connected, our governmental efforts in providing the infrastructure for mobility need to be connected, and the renovation of this facility is a great example of that. Our transit system is funded with federal, state, county, and city funding. The Greenville Transit Authority Board is made up of volunteers who contribute their valuable time, and our local architect, LS3P Neil Prince, provided a design that met our needs and our budget. Greenlink staff such as Sheila and Greg and many others, and city staff like Warren and Karen have gone the extra mile to improve the appearance and the function of this transportation hub. The in-kind match of city staff efforts has allowed us to stretch further our federal funds. The mobility of our citizens is improved when our transportation modes come together, and our transportation infrastructure is improved when our various governmental entities come together. Thank you to all who made these connections in the renovation of this facility, and thank you all for coming here today to recognize and celebrate those connections.
I did want to, on behalf of the South Carolina Department of Transportation, Secretary St. Onge, Deputy Secretary Baker, commend everybody that's gathered here today. Certainly to commend Greenlink, commend the City of Greenville, the GTA Board, Greenville County for your forethought and your cooperation and coordination amongst yourselves, and recognizing that no one entity can do it alone and can go it alone, that it does require a joint effort of all parties involved. One of the things I also wanted to do was especially recognize sort of the front line, if you will. We can certainly have the most beautiful facilities that we have, but in the absence of the operational staff and the maintenance staff and the bus drivers, certainly you cannot have a successful transit system without the dedication of those employees and their commitment. And I think let's give them a round of applause for their efforts. What we recognize when we look at why people ride transit, why they take the buses, why they take van pools, a couple of reasons. One is reliability, certainly. You obviously need a reliable transit system, but you certainly also need a safe and pleasant experience and a safe and pleasant facility. I think Mayor White touched on that with some of the stories and the anecdotes regarding some of the perceptions of the facility prior to the renovations. And I certainly think in taking a look at the facility as it is today and how wonderful it looks, that transit has come a long way in Greenville, and that certainly the future is bright for public transportation in the city of Greenville, in Greenville County, and certainly the upstate as a whole. And I want to thank you all for that. Thank you very much.